George Orwell, the pen name of Eric Arthur Blair, was an English novelist, essayist, and critic shaped by his experiences as an imperial policeman in Burma, a soldier in the Spanish Civil War, and a chronicler of poverty in England and Europe. His work is characterized by a fierce commitment to political honesty, lucid prose, and a deep suspicion of totalitarian systems of all stripes. The profound and enduring controversy surrounding his two masterpieces, Animal Farm and 1984, stems not from their literary merit, which is undisputed, but from their ruthless, non-partisan weaponization as ideological cudgels. Both left and right have relentlessly sought to claim Orwell as their own prophetic saint, selectively quoting his critiques of Soviet-style communism to attack socialism in toto, or using his warnings about surveillance and thought control to indict their political opponents, often while engaging in the very doublethink and language corruption he decried. The core controversy lies in the uncomfortable, universal nature of his warnings. He indicted not a single ideology, but the inherent corruptibility of power, the vulnerability of truth, and the human capacity for complicity. Themes that make his work perpetually relevant and perpetually contentious, as each generation sees its own reflection in his chillingly clear prose. To call Animal Farm a simple allegory of the Russian Revolution is to mistake a surgical scalpel for a club. Orwell's fable is not merely a historical critique, it is a timeless, unforgiving autopsy of the universal process by which revolutionary ideals are metabolized into tyranny. It maps the precise biochemical pathways of betrayal, revealing that the corruption of a cause is not an accident, but an inherent function of the machinery of power, language, and human or animal nature. The intoxicating narcotic of pure idealism. The revolution on Manor Farm is born from Old Major's vision, a theology of pure equality summarized in the 7 Commandments. This initial phase is crucial. The animals rebel not just against material hardship, but against a metaphysical injustice, the idea that some are born to rule. The commandments are their sacred text, a perfect, uncompromising blueprint for a world without hierarchy. Orwell's first provocation is that this pure, uncompromising idealism is both necessary for revolution and utterly unsustainable in practice. It is a beautiful, volatile explosive that once detonated leaves a vacuum only the ruthless can fill. The takeover, the rise of the administrative class. The pigs do not seize power through brute force alone. They engineer their dominance through 3 silent coups. 1. The coup of competence. They position themselves as the indispensable managers, leveraging literacy, knowledge, to claim the brain work. This creates an immediate, seemingly rational hierarchy. Some are more equal because they are more useful. 2. The coup of language. Squealer, the propaganda minister, is the book's most terrifying character. He weaponizes logic to disconnect words from reality. Readjustments replace cuts. Tactical retreats explain failures. The 7 Commandments are not repealed. They are surgically edited in the dark. This reveals Orwell's core thesis. Tyranny is first and foremost a linguistic project. He who controls the dictionary controls the past, and he who controls the past controls the present. 3. The coup of crisis. The constant specter of Snowball's betrayal and Mr. Jones's return creates a permanent state of emergency. Security justifies every deprivation, every power grab. Napoleon understands that a frightened populace trades liberty for safety every time. The inversion, the sacred text corrupted. The degradation of the 7 Commandments is the novel's chilling spine. Each amendment is a ritualized murder of principle. No animal shall sleep in a bed becomes with sheets. No animal shall drink alcohol becomes to excess. This is not mere hypocrisy, it is the formalization of a new morality, where the law exists not to constrain the powerful, but to exonerate them. The final grotesque reduction of all commandments to a single tautological scream, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, is the moment the revolution completes its digestive process. The ideal has been fully excreted as its opposite. The thought-provoking core. Orwell's unforgiving questions. Orwell forces us to confront uncomfortable, cyclical truths. Is revolution a doomed Ouroboros? The final scene, where the pigs and men become indistinguishable, suggests that the structure of power itself is a corrupting agent. The pigs don't fail because they're pigs. They become the humans because they now occupy the human position. The farmhouse, the clothes, the whiskey, these are not just perks, but the necessary costumes of the ruling class. Does power in any system demand a certain performance that inevitably replicates the old oppression? Who truly builds the windmill? The enduring labor of Boxer, the loyal, strong, and tragically uncomprehending proletariat, is the engine of the new regime. His mantra, "I will work harder," and his ultimate fate, sold for glue to buy whiskey, is the most devastating critique of all. Systems of exploitation are most efficient when they can harness the virtue of the exploited. The pigs don't just break the animals, they weaponize their best qualities. Boxer's dedication, the sheep's solidarity, against them. Is compliance a form of complicity? The animals are not just victims, they are participants in their own enslavement. Benjamin, the donkey, who understands but chooses cynical silence, and the mass of animals who forget their own history, allow the betrayal to solidify. Orwell asks, does the failure of a revolution lie as much in the abdication of collective memory and moral courage as in the ruthlessness of its leaders? Animal Farm is not a warning about a particular ideology, socialism, communism, but about ideology itself when it meets the gravitational pull of power. It demonstrates that the clearest, fairest idea can be hollowed out and turned into a prison, and that the tools of liberation, slogan, solidarity, sacrifice, can be perfectly reverse-engineered into tools of subjugation. The book's lasting, thought-provoking power lies in its refusal to offer a clean moral. There is no pure snowball waiting in the wings. The revolution was both absolutely necessary to overthrow the violent neglect of Jones and absolutely destined to curdle. Orwell leaves us staring at the finished puzzle, a perfect circle. The pigs in their farmhouse, playing cards with the humans, have not just betrayed the rebellion, they have completed it, arriving right back where they started, having merely changed the names on the title deed. The final chilling question is not about animals or men, but about us. At what point in that cycle would we have stopped believing, stopped obeying, or would we too have found ourselves staring from pig to man and back again, unable to see any difference at all?